What's happening, guys? My name is Anthony, and in today's video I've got a different type of video from what I usually make. When it comes to this channel, you guys know we play the F1 games. This time we're going to be ranking some 2023 F1 concept liveries made by someone on Twitter known as Loveland. He is a graphics designer. Make sure to go to the link in the description and check him out. All of these liveries were made by him. And another reason you're going to want to check out the links in the description is because I've actually got the tier maker link in the description. You guys can go there and actually rank the liveries that you're going to see in this video for yourself. And I don't want you guys to just go to tier maker, rank them, and then leave it at that. Actually send them to me via Discord or via Twitter. Other than that, like and subscribe if you're new. Let's get straight into ranking these liveries. Okay, so as you guys can see now, we're here on tier maker. I've got a few different ranking names here. I've got all the liveries. The only one we don't have is the Mercedes. This video was actually supposed to come out way earlier than what you're seeing right now. It seems as if Loveland had some difficulties getting the Mercedes livery to me because he's still not gotten it to me by the point that I'm recording this. So probably what I'm going to do is for this video, I'm not going to rank the Merc because obviously I haven't seen it. However, you guys will be able to rank the Merc. I'll try and get the Merc from him and then I will put it in this tier maker list so that you guys can actually rank it. So yeah, what we're going to do in terms of the ranking system, as you can see, I've got quite a few here. So great is the top tier. That's going to be anything from 9.0 and up to 10. And then the good category is going to be anything from 7 out of 10 to 8.5 out of 10. The mediocre is going to be anything from 5 to 7, sorry. And then the bad category is going to be anything from 2 to 4. And then anything under 2 is going to be the horrendous category. I've already ranked all of the liveries already, except for the Mercedes, of course. And the first one that we're going to be ranking is the Alfa Romeo. And here it is, guys. This is the Alfa Romeo that Loveland has come up with for 2023. And I've got a couple of notes on my other screen here that I'm going to take a look at and sort of speak to you guys about in terms of the liveries. And we're going to be checking out some of the other shots because on the tier list, obviously, this is the only shot that you're going to see. However, there are more shots with each individual livery. So let's get into it. So yeah, when it comes to this Alfa Romeo, I'm a huge fan of this maroon that he's used. This is way better than the shade of red that they've used in 2022. I'm a massive fan of this, and pairing it with the Irish green and the silvery white really sort of complements each other. Only thing I would really say overall about this livery is I would have liked to see a maroon red and white wheel cover. Obviously in this situation he's used a white one, which still looks clean, but for me personally I would have liked to see, you know, the half maroon, half white sort of thing. Let's take a look at some of the other shots for this livery. We've got this angle here. I love the use of the carbon fiber on the rear wings and on the front wings. I do like the proportion sizes he's used for all of these sort of sponsor brands, basically. I feel like with some of them they were either a bit too big or a bit too small on the 2022 car. I think Loveland has actually sort of size these all correctly so that they just look clean, you know, guys. They just look clean. And here's sort of a frontal view of this livery. Again, maroon just looks so good, and I don't know what it is about sort of the dark colors, but for me personally they make the livery look more aggressive. And here's the final shot. All the liveries will have the exact same type of shots. This is the final shot for the Alfa Romeo, and again, this just looks absolutely beautiful. And if I saw this on track next year, this would have to go down as one of my favorite liveries. And because of that, I actually gave the Alfa Romeo an 8.5, meaning that it is going to go in the good category and pretty high up in the good category as well. It's actually the highest rating that I can give without actually putting it in the great category. It's a solid livery, it's a very good one. It's just not speaking to me enough to put it in great, so it's going to stick in good. And here we have the Alpine livery for 2023. Now, when it comes to the 2022 Alpine, personally not a fan of it. I wouldn't say that it's the most disliked livery for me, sort of towards the middle compared to some of the other liveries on the grid right now. I personally am more of a fan of the 2021 Alpine. However, what Oliver's done here with this livery is he sort of fixed all the things that I didn't like about this year's Alpine, and it makes it look very nice. I'm a huge fan of this livery. I love the use of carbon fiber, the carbon fiber strips all over the livery. It makes the livery look super aggressive, and I love the shade of blue and especially the shade of pink that he used. The shade of pink that he used on this Alpine, probably the best shade of pink he could have used for this livery. Now, one of the main things I personally didn't like about the Alpine's livery is just how glossy it is. I think Aston Martin's one kind of suits it. That's why I quite like it. However, I'm more of a fan of matte finishes rather than glossy finishes. For this livery, he hasn't actually used a wheel cover. Don't really think the Alpine really needs one, to be honest. But it would be cool to maybe see either a pink or a blue sort of wheel cover there. I think it would have sort of just tied everything together. Again, as I mentioned just now, it doesn't really need wheel covers, but the fact that it doesn't have a wheel cover is sort of the only thing for me personally that is stopping getting this livery a great category score. For that, I'm giving it an 8.5. However, I actually do like this more than the Alfa Romeo, so I'm going to stick the Alfa Romeo behind the Alpine, because I think this is a massive improvement on Alpine's current livery. And next up, we've got Aston Martin. Now, as you can see, the Aston Martin is a nice shade of green. However, it's not glossy this time. It is sort of more of a matte finish. And this is probably one of the only cases where I'd say I'm sort of level playing field when it comes to Aston Martin's glossy finish versus their matte finish in this case here. I think the glossy finish does work with Aston Martin. The livery kind of just looks very similar to the 2022 one. So there's not really much to say on terms of this. I do like the use of the carbon fiber that is used around the car, on the rear wings, on the side pod, and on the front wing. Other than that, it really is a very similar livery to 2022, of the 2022 livery, I should say. However, the only reason why I'm giving this a low score is because of how similar it is. It's not necessarily improving on it. It's just pretty much the same. So for that, I'm going to say it's solid, but not speaking to me levels. So for that reason, I have given the Aston Martin a 6 out of 10. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't think this is a mediocre livery by any means. From actual looks, for me, this actually goes in the great category. However, the reason why I've put it in the mediocre category is because it's pretty similar, if not the same, with just a few changes made on their 2022 car. So that's why I've sort of put it in the mediocre. Now, this one is very, very interesting. As you can see, this is the Alpha Tauri concept livery for 2023. I really, really like this. However, the first thing I thought to myself when I saw this was, this looks more like a winter testing livery than the actual livery for an Alpha Tauri car. This is something I would expect Alpha Tauri to show off when going to Spain for their 3 days of testing before the season actually starts. That's why I can't really give this a high score, but I really do like the black. I really do. Again, I feel like the dark blue that they've got right now is sort of their branding, so I wouldn't expect them to step away from that. However, if they was to and go for something like this just looks clean. As we take a look at some of the other shots here, the front view of this car looks so good. It looks so aggressive and everything, man. I really like this one. But again, it gives me more of a test livery vibe rather than this is what we're going to be using as the AlphaTauri car in 2023. And because of that, I actually gave the AlphaTauri a 6.5 out of 10, beating the Aston Martin. But once again, it's mainly the main reason it's not in good is because, to be honest with you guys, I just don't see AlphaTauri using this type of livery as their main livery. This is more of a testing livery for me, in my personal opinion. Okay, going into the Ferrari livery now, I had higher expectations for this because the Ferrari livery is actually my favorite livery of 2022. Very close second is Aston Martin, but Ferrari definitely, in my opinion, had the best livery of 2022. So I was interested to see this one over any, and in my personal opinion, Loveland has not disappointed. This livery looks sick. The way that he's used the carbon fiber instead of just general black around the side pods that connect into the front wing and the rear wing looks incredible. Shade of red looks nice. It really, in my personal opinion, it really looks like Ferrari. And if we take a look at this shot here, one of the things that, in my opinion, made the 2022 Ferrari not a 10 out of 10, and more of like a 9.5 or a 9. I would actually say a 9 out of 10. Is how they use the Italian flag to sort of represent, that it is Ferrari. I think the way that Loveland has used it in this livery, perfect. That is how you should use the flag. That's how you should use the Italian flag on the Ferrari. If it's not like this in 2023, I don't like it. They're not done good enough. But one thing that didn't slip past me is, as you may have noticed, Loveland has used both drivers' numbers, usually, so you'll have one number here for one driver and another one at the front of the car for the other driver. He's actually put number 1 on the Ferrari, so it seems as if Loveland thinks Charles Leclerc is going to win the championship this year. And yeah, as I already said to you guys, Ferrari so far out of what I've seen is my favorite livery, and for that, it's going to be the first and only livery that you're going to see in the great category in this video. Now, Haas has went through quite a lot over the past 2 years, and I think their 2022 livery really sort of shows and it embodies exactly what Haas has went through over the past couple of years. It's simple design, and the fact that they had to get rid of sponsors due to certain real world events and stuff like that. Yeah, it just really shows where Haas is at right now. I think Haas at the moment, at the time of recording this, we've just finished the Canadian Grand Prix. They had a pretty bad race there, but I feel like overall in the season they've actually been doing pretty well. But when it comes to this livery itself, I think that the thin red line that he's used all around the car, which you can see right around here, pretty sure you can see my cursor. If you can't, then it's literally just the red line that you can see across the sideboard. Yeah, this looks clean. It makes the whole livery looks clean, and I like, again, the carbon fiber. It's a very repetitive theme here with a lot of Loveland's liveries, just the use of the carbon fiber around the car, but I think it works because carbon fiber always looks nice in my opinion. I do like the front wing design. The only thing for me is just the fact that the Haas logo isn't really recognizable on the front wing. If it was, then that's not really much for me to comment on. I know it's a really small and nitpicky thing to comment on, but we are judging liveries here, so it is something I have to mention. But I do like the rear wing. I like the fact that he's used a full carbon fiber rear wing with the white logo instead of having it white with sort of the red logo. I think the black and white suits it way better than the white and red. But other than that, you can see that this livery is pretty similar to the previous one. And for that reason, I've given Haas a 7 out of 10. Because I think, you know, it's just a solid livery, you know? I think this livery takes Haas's 2022 one and improves on it slightly. So because of that, I've moved it into the good livery category. Yo, what's happening? This is me whilst editing this video, and I noticed that I sort of said the same thing about Haas as I did about Aston Martin, and yet I put Aston Martin in mediocre and I put Haas in good. After considering it a little bit more, I think I'm going to move the Aston Martin up to the good category, simply because even though it's a similar livery like the Haas, it's still an improvement, and obviously I already like the Aston Martin as well, so I was kind of discrediting Aston Martin a little bit too much. Could be just due to bias, but we move on. So Aston Martin has moved up to the good category. Now for this next livery, this is McLaren's one, and guys, I'm not going to lie to you, it's going to be really interesting to see what you guys think about this one. Personally, I hate it. I don't really know what to say. I don't like this. I can't say why I don't like it, other than the color, the orange used, but I really, really don't like it. And when it comes to McLaren's 2022 livery, it's a bit of a unique situation for me personally, because I actually like the esports version of the livery more than I do the real life one. It looks horrible. So yeah, because of that, I'm not really going to touch on the McLaren much. I'm just going to stick it in the bad category for now. Now with this livery, this is Red Bull, and I'm not going to lie. When the white livery for the Japanese Grand Prix last year came out and they were using the white Red Bull, my initial reaction was I actually like the normal one better. But I think that's just with the 2021 cars, because I think the white actually really suits the 2022 cars. Then again, I'm quite biased with the 2022 cars because I think these cars make any livery look better. But yeah, I like this white livery. Let's take a look at some other shots here from this angle. It's a pretty standard Red Bull livery, except it's just not blue. So yes, not really too much to say on it in terms of that, but I do like this livery. I like the shade of white that he's used. He's not just gone for pure white, he's gone for a more silvery-ish kind of white, and I think that suits it quite well. I ended up giving the Red Bull a 7. However, I would put it in front of the Haas. And lastly, we've got the Williams for this video. Now, in my notes, I've said that I think this is a quite simplistic and clean design. And I also said I can't really touch on what I don't like about this, but I like the 2022 livery better. However, the more I look at this livery, the more I don't like it. But again, I can't actually put into words why I don't like it. I just don't. So yeah, there's honestly not much to say about it. I am going to show you the different angles, but to be honest, I can't really think of a good reason as to why I don't like it. It just doesn't speak to me as much as the 22 livery did. And yeah, this is what the car looks like sort of from behind. And because of that, I originally gave this rating to the Williams a 5.5. I'm actually going to take a whole point away and give it a 4.5 out of 10, meaning that it goes in the bad category. I think it's more of a case of whatever day it is for me. I think another day of the week and I could easily put it in a mediocre category. But for now, for this video, it's going to go in the bad one. So yeah, honestly, Loveland has made some incredible liveries here. Some of them I don't like personally, others I really like. And this was a very interesting video to make. And I do encourage you guys to go to the link in the description and make your own sort of rankings based on what I've done here. There's a few of the liveries such as Alpine, Williams, and McLaren that I'm really interested on seeing how you guys actually rate them. But otherwise, for me personally, Ferrari's livery was probably my favorite of them all, and then McLaren's was definitely the least favorite. But that's where things are going to end. You can click any one of the videos that you do see on the screen right now. They're all F122 related. Make sure to go and watch any of them. The game is coming out at the time of recording this in 1 week's time, so get ready for F122 content on this channel every single day. I'll catch you guys in my next video.